Welcome to this short clip on some aspects as a guide for you when setting up a cooperation with another company to support your business. My name is Mikael Malte and I have more than 10 years of experience in international business cooperation. In the clip, I will walk you through a guide on roles and teams for business cooperation. What is it to be aware of when setting up this structure in the company? Let's start. Guide, roles and teams. Scope. Complex task to master. It is difficult to run a cooperation with another company because you not only have to master the other company and their different departments, you also have to manage your own organization so that they are aware of what is agreed upon and what is the purpose with this cooperation, so they can act aligned with that when they have their daily contacts with the other departments of the company or your partner. And in addition, you also have to look at and master a number of knowledge domains or knowledge areas that are required in order to set up and run this business. And as well, you need to be able to drive the setup and the activities between your companies so you can support the business flow for your customers and your market, which requires that you all work in the same pace in order to make changes or set up and so on. And in addition, you need also to have a look at the consolidate all these maybe conflicting requirements that there are in order to make sure that you have a business flow that is according to your requirements, including that it is legal and compliance to trade areas, but nevertheless it is something that supports the business. So how can you organize your task in order to achieve this, and how do you handle the interface with your partner? Let's look into that. Guide, roles and teams. The first team for best result. Since you are operating a number of knowledge areas, the best advice is that you set up a team with representatives from these different knowledge areas. And the advice is you should create a core team where you have product representatives, both commercial and technical when required. You have, you have sourcing, because this is also a commercial matter towards another company. And you also have, depending on the relationship type, you have support services representative as well as the supply. And this core team should then work as the team to secure that the business flow is set up and that is managed. You can tie in different other functional expertise or knowledge areas as needed, for instance, marketing. And you also need to have some person who's driving this, and it's either a product manager, because this is very much driven towards, say, your portfolio, to add your portfolio, or you could have a partner manager who is skilled in managing relationships with other companies. And the focus for this team should be very much on sales and marketing, because that's why you added this, set up this relationship. You wanted to have for increase your top line as well as you want to increase your marketing cloud. So that is the focus. Guide, roles and teams. Every contact is a negotiation. When dealing with another company, either it is in the pre-phase or during a established relationship, you must realize that every contact is part of a negotiation. That is, that they will provide the other side with information that they can use for a negotiation. So every time you talk to someone, you give them a signal about what you are sharing or saying and not saying and not sharing. And also any information you hand over will be used for them to understand your position and where you want to go and so on. And of course you have if you have set up a relationship, there is some kind of a trust between you, but still you need to be aware of what information you are sharing and how you are communicating this. So a good way to resolve this is that you have key points of contacts that deals with different matters, and they know and they are aware of what you should say towards the partner. So, and you also should have an agreed internally information sharing plan. So it's clear what information you can share, what you shouldn't share, when it should be shared, and so on. So use key point of contacts and have an information sharing plan. Guide roles and teams. What information to share? Well, you have a partner, and of course you share everything with them. Well, not quite. In the previous section, we talked about having an information sharing plan. And what information should you then put into this information sharing plan? Well, it should be based on need to know only information, because you don't want to drown them in information, but you don't want to give them information that they don't really need in order to do what you have agreed upon in terms of the cooperation you have. So need to know only information should be shared. And it's also good advice to have that through appointed points of contacts. That is, that they keep track of what information has been shared, and also they can manage when to share sensitive information. It could be that it is positive, but still confidential, or that needs to be confidential. And also it could be negative information that needs to be shared with your partner. So to summarize this, what information to share according to the information plan, need to own information, and through designated point of contact, you can keep track and manage how this information is communicated towards your partner. This was the clip walking you through the guide on roles and teams when setting up a business cooperation with another company to support your business. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to receive them at contact@handsonbusinesscorporation.com. Stay tuned for more at handsonbusinesscorporation.com. Have a nice day.